What's the clearest example of "I'm insecure and I'm trying to make up for it" you've ever seen?
Talking about how much money they have. Dated a guy like that. It was exhausting. He kept bringing it up like he thought that would impress me. It didn't.
People who speak very loudly and try to overpower others when they are questioned.
A former friend of mine I'd known since childhood. He was a pathological liar, which I got used to pretty fast. He was a decent enough kid, just felt the need to make stuff up for attention. In college, though, his insecurity really started to come out. He watched the show Sherlock and decided that acting like a psychopath genius was the way to go. I eventually had to stop talking to him because he became a full-on emotional abuser and tried to gaslight me into thinking that my antidepressants warped my perception of the world around me. I knew the entire time that he was just trying to be cool. We'd have these conversations where he'd say everyone else was just cheap, but we got it. It was fun to pretend, but after a while it was clear he wasn't playing around anymore and that I'd become one of the sheep.
Trying to draw attention to yourself is usually based on insecurity, as is overbearing behavior.
Lying about knowledge they don't have. I find it much more charming and intelligent if someone is able to say, "I don't know," or "I'm not sure," than stating things like they're facts and find out it's not true.
Micromanagement and maintain control at whatever cost. And calling yourself alpha.
My boss. She's nice in general, but for those who make her feel threatened/insecure, she always has to find ways to put them down. It's very, very subtle though. It's usually tiny comments or purposely avoiding doing/saying anything that gives the other person credit or attaboys, while giving them to other people who aren't in her "I'm threatened by you" category. She always has to make herself bigger in every exchange, and it just gets so old. She's a constant talker, non-freaking stop. She plows through our team meetings and hardly ever stops to give the team a chance to ask questions, usual running her mouth for 29 minutes straight of a 30-minute meeting.
People who say "I'm just being honest" and then proceed to use that as a reason to say awful things about other people to make themselves feel superior.
That guy who poses, taking as much space as possible in public transports. Starting to lift out of nowhere in the living room with guests. Blasting music when walking, not in the 90s with friends and a ghetto blaster.
People calling themselves kings and queens always seemed like they might be trying to project themselves as superior because of an insecurity of some type.
Lifted trucks.
Andrew Tate.
Real women have curves.
Overly aggressive handshakes. So obvious.
Hashtag me waving my hand in general direction of ex-wife.
Lifted black pickup truck with black flag, Punisher stickers.
Being overly opinionated or sharing opinions in situations that it isn't called for. If you actually believe in something, you don't need constant debate or validation. You're doing it because you want approval or reinforcement to ease your own doubts.
Why do we hate insecure people so much? Don't you think they would prefer to be secure?
I don't hate insecure people, not at all. In some cases, it's healthy and good to have doubt or lack of confidence. It's annoying as ever when someone compensates for their insecurities by being a donkey booty though, which appears to be the theme of the thread.
I hate bullies.
Lying about military past with the lowest effort implausible claims.
Body positivity influencers.
People whose entire personality is going to the gym and posting every workout on social media.
People that try to be overly funny, overly confident, and constantly making jokes about people.
Dodge Ram owner.
Douche chariots, ha ha ha.
It'd about clearest, but one of my painfully obvious ones was pretending I didn't like the school lunch, so I would sit at library alone instead because I was scared of sitting alone at lunch.
People who mod their cars to be loud.
buying Twitter, so people are forced to listen to you.